The breaking point. The crystalline walls of the Grand Assembly Hall reflected the light of 1,000 stars as Ambassador Sarah Chen stepped forward to address the Galactic Council. Her midnight blue diplomatic uniform bore Earth's insignia, a pale blue dot surrounded by 7 silver stars. Around her, representatives from 400 alien civilizations watched in tense silence. The ethereals floated in their atmospheric chambers like wisps of colored smoke. The silicon-based Quartzians sat motionless, their crystalline bodies pulsing with inner light. In the aquatic sections, the jellyfish-like Medusans drifted gracefully in their specially designed tanks. Every species had their place in this grand chamber, yet Sarah had never felt more isolated. Honorable delegates of the Galactic Council, Sarah began, her voice steady despite the weight of what she was about to announce. The universal translator converted her words into thousands of languages simultaneously. Earth comes before you today not as a supplicant, but as a sovereign world making a final statement. The Centauran Overseer, a towering being of pure energy contained within a humanoid shell, raised its ceremonial gavel. The Council recognizes Ambassador Chen of Earth. You may proceed with your response to Resolution 2847. Sarah's hands tightened around the data tablet containing humanity's withdrawal statement. For 75 years, Earth had been a member of this council. They had joined with such hope, such dreams of interstellar cooperation. But those dreams had slowly been strangled by fear and jealousy. Distinguished members, when humanity first joined this august body, we came with open hearts and outstretched hands. Sarah continued. We shared our music, our art, our scientific discoveries. We helped build the quantum communication network that connects every corner of the galaxy. Our engineers maintain 40% of your trade stations. Our diplomats have resolved conflicts between species who had been enemies for millennia. A murmur rippled through the chamber. The Void Collective, a hive mind species that occupied an entire section, hummed in unison, their equivalent of nervous whispering. Sarah activated her holographic display. A timeline appeared in the air, showing Earth's history with the Council. Yet how have we been rewarded for our contributions? Resolution 384 limited human colony ships to sublight speeds only. Resolution 571 placed quotas on human military vessels. Resolution 892 restricted our access to Element Zero. Resolution 1205 banned human artificial intelligence research. The Regelian delegates' tentacles writhed in agitation. Humans breed too quickly. Your population doubles every 50 years. Such growth threatens galactic stability. And now, Sarah's voice hardened. You present us with Resolution 2847, the complete ban on human expansion beyond the Orion Arm. You would cage us in one small corner of the galaxy, while other species claim entire sectors. The Overseer's energy form flickered. Ambassador Chen, the Council has already voted. The resolution passes with a 2/3 majority. Earth must comply with the will of the Council. Sarah straightened her shoulders. This was the moment that would echo through history. No. The chamber erupted. Delegates leaped from their seats, a cacophony of alien languages filling the air. The draconian ambassador's scales shifted to deep crimson. The normally serene enlightened began emanating waves of psychic distress. Order, order. The Overseer's gavel sent shockwaves through the chamber. When silence finally returned, it demanded, Ambassador Chen, explain this defiance. Sarah pressed a command on her tablet. The formal withdrawal document appeared on every display in the chamber. By the authority vested in me by the United Earth Government, I hereby announce humanity's immediate and complete withdrawal from the Galactic Council. If the previous outburst had been chaos, this was pandemonium. The Medusans' tanks churned with agitation. The Void Collective's humming became a discordant shriek. Several smaller delegations simply fled the chamber. You cannot do this. The Altarian Prime's 6 eyes blazed with fury. Earth is bound by the Treaty of First Contact. Article 15. Section 3, Sarah recited calmly. Any member species may withdraw from the Council with formal notice. This is our notice. Effective immediately, Earth rescinds all treaties, cancels all trade agreements, and recalls all human personnel from Council space. The implications hit the Assembly like a supernova's shockwave. Humans operated half the galaxy's infrastructure. They staffed critical positions on every major trade station. Their technology formed the backbone of interstellar commerce. As Sarah turned to leave, the Overseer's voice boomed across the chamber. Ambassador Chen, the Council demands. The Council demands nothing from Earth anymore. Sarah interrupted. You made your choice. Now live with the consequences. Deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, President Marcus Rodriguez sat in the Terran Defense Command's Situation Room. The reinforced chamber buzzed with activity as Earth's leadership prepared for the most dramatic shift in human history. Status report. Marcus commanded, his deep voice cutting through the controlled chaos. Defense Chief Admiral Yuki Tanaka stood before the main display. Operation Sovereign is ready to execute on your order, Mr. President. The Aegis Shield generators are online. The moment Ambassador Chen leaves the Council chambers, we can isolate the entire Sol system. Economic impact. Marcus turned to Treasury Secretary David Okafor. David's face was grim, severe but manageable. We've been quietly preparing for this possibility for 5 years. Our critical resources are stockpiled. Manufacturing has been relocated to the Sol system. We're as ready as we can be. And our people in Council space. 3.7 million humans serve throughout the galaxy, Admiral Tanaka reported. Emergency recall orders are prepped. We estimate full evacuation within 10 days. Marcus stood, walking to the window overlooking NORAD's underground city. Thousands of personnel prepared for Earth's new reality. Science Director Martinez, what about our research projects? Dr. Elena Martinez, one of the youngest members of the cabinet, stepped forward. All joint research will cease immediately. But, Mr. President, the opportunity this presents, without Council restrictions, we can pursue quantum engineering, artificial intelligence, genetic enhancement, all the fields they've forbidden. They feared our potential, Marcus mused. Soon they'll understand why. An alert flashed on the main screen. Admiral Tanaka checked her tablet. Sir, Ambassador Chen has delivered the withdrawal statement. The Council is not taking it well. Execute Operation Sovereign, Marcus ordered. Bring our people home. It's time Earth stood truly alone. Across the Sol system, ancient machines hummed to life. The Aegis Shield, humanity's most closely guarded secret, spread like an invisible blanket around Earth's home star. Nothing could enter or leave without human permission. The first signs of chaos appeared within hours. On Vega Station, the galaxy's largest trading post, systems began failing as human technicians abandoned their posts. The quantum stabilizers that kept the massive structure in phase with normal space started fluctuating wildly. Station Commander Zix 471, an insectoid Klaxion, watched helplessly as warning lights cascaded across his displays. Where are the human engineers? He chittered frantically. Gone, Commander, his subordinate reported. Every single human received recall orders. They're already boarding evacuation ships. But the station's core systems, the life support, the gravity generators, all human designed, sir, and no one else knows how to maintain them. On the financial world of Epsilon Eridani, markets crashed as Earth's banking systems went offline. The Galactic credit, backed primarily by Earth's economy, lost 90% of its value in minutes. Trading floors that had operated for centuries fell silent as their human-designed algorithms shut down. In the Centauri system, where Earth peacekeepers had prevented war between the Skorvax and the Deltans for 30 years, ancient enemies eyed each other across the neutral zone. Without human patrols, old hatreds began to resurface. Back on Earth, President Rodriguez addressed humanity from the restored United Nations building in New York. His image appeared on every screen, every device across the planet and its colonies. "My fellow humans," he began, "today marks a new chapter in our species' journey. For too long, we've allowed others to limit our potential, to cage our dreams. No more. Earth stands alone, but we stand strong." The camera pulled back, revealing the Earth turning slowly in the backdrop, wrapped in the shimmer of the Aegis shield. Let the galaxy see what humanity can achieve when our creativity is unleashed. Let them witness what happens when human ingenuity knows no bounds. We tried cooperation. We offered friendship. They gave us restrictions and fear. His voice hardened with determination. Now they'll discover what the galaxy looks like without us. As his speech ended, reports flooded in from across the galaxy. Trade routes collapsed as human-operated navigation beacons went dark. Space stations drifted without human maintenance. Medical facilities struggled without human doctors who had revolutionized xenobiology. The Galactic Council had wanted to limit humanity's influence. Instead, they had signed their own warrant for chaos. The Great Withdrawal had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same. Admiral Tanaka added, "The vegan medical network has collapsed. Human doctors and their AI assistants handled 60% of trauma cases. The mortality rate has tripled." Dr. Martinez looked up from her console. "Mr. President, the Ethereals are offering to rescind Resolution 2847. The Quartians are proposing unlimited expansion rights for humanity. Even the Void Collective is apologizing." "Too little, too late," Marcus responded firmly. "But more importantly, look at what we've accomplished in just 48 hours. The main screen shifted to show Earth's progress. Freed from Council restrictions, human scientists had already made breakthroughs in quantum computing that would have taken decades under alien oversight. The first true AI had been activated. Genetic research labs were pursuing enhancements that would let humans adapt to any environment. "The Council feared what we might become," Marcus continued. "They were right to fear, but wrong to try to cage us." A priority alert flashed. Defense Secretary Tanaka straightened. "Sir, we have incoming. 40 capital ships, mixed species. They're demanding we lower the Aegis shield. Their weapons? Armed and targeting the shield generators. It's a coalition fleet. Draconians, Scorvax, Regilians. They're calling it a peacekeeping action." Marcus smiled coldly. "Time to show them why the Council really feared us. Activate Prometheus Protocol." Around the Sol system, hidden weapons platforms came online. Technologies humanity had developed in secret, violating a dozen Council resolutions, hummed to life. The Aegis shield shifted from transparent blue to angry red. "Sir, the Coalition is opening fire," Tanaka reported calmly. They watched as energy beams that could crack moons splashed harmlessly against Earth's defenses. The shield didn't just deflect the attacks, it absorbed them, growing stronger with each shot. Return fire. Non-lethal warning shots only. From Earth's defensive platforms, beams of impossible energy lanced out. They passed through enemy shields like they weren't there, disabling weapons and engines with surgical precision. The Coalition fleet found themselves helpless, floating in space at Earth's mercy. Message from the Coalition commander, communications reported. "They're surrendering, requesting permission to withdraw." "Granted," Marcus ordered. "But make sure they understand. Earth is no longer playing by their rules." As the battered Coalition fleet limped away, reports continued flooding in from across the galaxy. The Nexus station had finally died, its quantum core going dark and leaving thousands of ships stranded. 3 major civilizations had declared states of emergency. The galactic economy had contracted by 40% in 2 days. Ambassador Sarah Chen, now serving as Earth's new Minister of Galactic Affairs, joined the President in the Situation Room. "Sir, I've received an official communication from the Council. They're offering full membership reinstatement, no restrictions, and permanent seats on all committees. What's your recommendation?" Sarah looked at the displays showing humanity's rapid advancement. In days, they'd achieved what the Council had forbidden for decades. We decline. Earth doesn't need the Galaxy Council anymore. Perhaps it's time they learn to survive without us. The president nodded slowly. Send this message. Earth thanks the Council for 75 years of educational experience. We've learned much about our place in the universe. We are alone, but we are strong. We are isolated, but we are innovative. We are human, and we are finally free. As the message transmitted across the galaxy, the Aegis shield pulsed brighter. Inside its protection, humanity began its new chapter. Unlimited, unrestricted, and unstoppable. The Galactic Council had voted to cage humanity's potential. Instead, they had freed it, and the galaxy would never recover from their mistake. In trying to limit humanity, they had only revealed their own limitations. The age of human independence had begun, and the universe would never be the same.